Sprouting56 is a project based from our house in Peckham, 56 being the door number on our house. The space we started with was just a derelict garden that hadn't been used for 20 years, so there was about 15 years of domestic waste in there. I think it partly was that my bedroom window looked out onto the garden. I just thought, what a terrible mess this is. This is literally like a junkyard. So that was the turning point. Started with me and my partner. We had very similar interests. We wanted to get the community engaged in growing food, getting to know each other, and also just celebrating communities around where we live. So we just wanted to start from fresh, really. We didn't know how to grow food before we started with it. We wanted it to specifically emanate from our home. It's an intimate space. It kind of broke down a lot of barriers. We had about 40 people crushed in our front room on the first night, just wanting to hear what we were going to start doing. Definitely by far the proudest moment was the summer when we'd grown all the vegetables and they were ready to harvest. And we asked everyone background who had been involved, and we just had a huge big meal from what everyone had produced. And it was just brilliant to see what that space had turned into in 6 months' time. Every week we also did talks and projects. We did all sorts. We had ninja guerrilla gardening. We stipulated that people have to turn up dressed all in black so we'd be as subversive as possible. Guerrilla gardening is basically about transforming spaces that aren't owned by anyone. They're just public and often derelict. So it's about going in there and maybe planting a few seeds or little shrubs and trees and just making things a bit more beautiful. We made seed bombs, which sounds potentially dangerous, but it's not. It's just seeds and soil and clay, and you launch them over fences or under hedges or into people's gardens, and then hopefully they'll grow and look nicer. That was the idea. You're not banging on people's doors and you're not shouting from rooftops, but you're quietly and subversively changing people's mindsets about what they can do in their local environment. I've learned that people can be a lot more generous and kind than you would think, and there's no bounds to how helpful other people can be. I've got to know every single one of my neighbours, and I didn't think that would happen being in such a busy place like London.